Good morning, students. In last class, we have discussed about relative refractive index. Today, we will discuss about consequences of the refraction. The first one in that is lateral shift. It is denoted by symbol L. This lateral shift is observed in the parallel sided glass slab. This one. Imagine that this is parallel sided glass slab. In this case, we are observing the lateral shift. Above the glass surface there is air medium. Below the glass there is also air medium. This is made up of glass medium. Therefore, the outside mediums are the glass medium. Therefore, refractive index of the outside mediums are the air medium. The refractive index of the air medium is equal to 1. The refractive index of this glass medium is equal to 1.5. Now, you take this is air medium, this is glass medium, this is again air medium. We know that air medium is a rarer medium compared to glass. Here, glass medium is taken as a denser medium. The refractive index of glass is 1.5 and the refractive index of the air is 1. Now, from basic theory of refraction, what we know, whenever the ray of light is going from rarer medium to denser medium, the refracted ray is bending towards the normal. Whenever the same ray of light is going from denser medium to rarer medium, then the ray of light is going away from the normal. This is the basic theory. Now, what I am doing, I am incidenting one light ray PQ on the glass surface. If this glass medium is not present, the ray will be moving like this. It will travel this path. If we extend it, it is producing the ray. This ray is called incident ray extended. We have extended the incident ray. Therefore, it is called incident ray extended. Now, when it come to, you take this is AB, CD. When it come to AB surface, rarer to denser medium, then the ray of light will be bending. Is it clear? It is bending towards the normal. Initially, I be the angle of incidence, R be the angle of refraction. Here refraction is less because it is bending towards the normal, because it is moving from rarer medium to denser medium. And this ray is continuing in the parallel sided glass slab. It is moving inside the glass slab. It is again incidenting on the second surface CD. In the CD surface, it is denser medium, outside is rarer medium. Again, denser to rarer, it is bent away from the normal. It is again bending to away from the normal. Finally, this is the emergent ray. Emergent ray means the ray which is coming finally outside from the glass slab. Therefore, this ray is emergent ray. After refraction, this is emergent ray, final ray. If the glass slab is not present, the ray would be traveling this far. Due to presence of the glass slab, due to presence of the other medium, the ray is shifted to this direction. This to this. Horizontally, it is shifting. Therefore, or laterally, it is shifting. This phenomena is called lateral shift. Is it clear? Now, what is the meaning of lateral shift? When the ray of light is moving through the glass slab, the emergent ray is shifted along the horizontal direction, or it is shifted laterally compared to incident ray extended. This distance is called lateral shift. Incident ray extended and the emergent ray. Distance between these two rays are called lateral shift. This is one more very important question. Now how you define lateral shift? It is the perpendicular distance between the incident ray extended and the emergent ray. In the case of parallel glass slab, this slab, it is undergoing multiple refraction. After refracting, this is the ray. In this case, we are obtaining the lateral shift. Is it clear? Now, the lateral shift formula is given by T divided by cos R into sin of I minus R. What is T? T is the thickness of the glass slab. This much thickness. This is the thickness of the glass slab. What is I? I is angle of incident. What is R? Angle of refraction. By knowing angle of incident, angle of refraction, by knowing the thickness, we can calculate the lateral shift in the case of parallel sided glass slab. This is the formula. Now, here we are seeing some special cases. If angle of incident is equal to 0 degree, like this, you imagine that this is glass slab, this is normal, this is your normal. You are incidenting the ray along the normal. I is equal to 0 degree. I is equal to 0 degree means normal incident. Means you are incidenting the ray along the normal. Then there is no refraction. From Snell's law, n equal to sin I by sin R. Sin R is equal to what? Sin I divided by n. If sin I is equal to 0, then sin R also equal to 0. Therefore, if I equal to 0, R equal to 0. What is first case? First case, if angle of incidence is equal to 0 degree, angle of refraction is also equal to 0 degree. You put these values here. Sin I 0 minus 0 here. 0 degree minus 0 degree is again 0 degree. Sin 0 degree 0. Therefore, entire lateral shift is equal to 0. There is no lateral shift is observed. The ray is simply passing like this. Middle, it is simply passing. Therefore, in this case, lateral shift is equal to 0. Is it clear? When I is equal to 0, then lateral shift is equal to 0. This is the first case. In second case, what I am doing, you take this is the glass slab, this is thickness T, this is norm, this is your norm. Now I am incidenting the angle of incidence is equal to 90 degree. If the ray is incidenting like this, then angle of incidence is equal to 0 degree. If the ray is incidenting from the surface, AB surface, this is A, B, C, D, then angle of incident is equal to 90 degree. This angle of incidence is called grazing angle because angle is 90 degree. Like this, I am incidenting like this. This is called grazing angle because it grazes the surface. Now, in this case, what will happen? Look at the formula. Ls is equal to T by cos R sin of I minus R. If angle of incidence is equal to 90 degree, put here 90 degree. T by cos R sin of 90 degree minus R. Sin of 90 minus R is equal to cos R. Therefore, it becomes T by cos R sin of 90 minus R is cos R. Cos R get cancelled. Therefore, finally, lateral shift is equal to T. We are getting maximum shift. Look at here. It will be going like this. This is extended ray. Extended ray. Incident ray extended. Due to refraction, This is the emergent ray. You are incidenting the ray in the upper surface, but the ray is going to the lower surface. Therefore, in this case, we are getting maximum lateral shift, that is equal to thickness of the parallel sided glass slab. Is it clear? In the case of lateral shift, there is horizontal shift is there along the x-axis. Thank you. Okay. Now, the next natural consequence of the refraction is called normal shift. Normal shift. It is denoted by symbol NS. That is lateral shift. It is normal shift. Normal shift means you take one object, you place the object in the some different medium. You imagine that this is the one water medium. At the bottom you are placing one object. Now, if you look at normally to the inside the water, that object is appear to be coming upwards, or the object is normally shifted. It is coming upward direction. It is coming along the y-axis. This phenomena is called normal shift. For example, if the fishes are swimming inside the water, if you look at the fishes normally, means perpendicularly, the fish appear to be raised. Actually, its distance from the water surface is it is at more distance, but it is coming like upward direction. It is appearing. There is some illusion is there. It appears to be coming in upward direction. This phenomena is called normal shift. The actual depth of the object where you are kept from the surface is called real depth. H is called real depth. It is the actual distance of the object which it is kept from the surface of the second medium. Now, due to normal shift phenomena, if you view from the other medium, for example, you are at the air medium, you are observing this normal shift in the water medium. You are in the air, you are looking at the water. Then the object appeared to be shifted above. Means the object image is forming above the object here. Actually, this is the object. The image appears to be here. Therefore, this distance, the surface to the image forming distance, is called apparent depth. Is it clear? Real depth and apparent depth. Real depth means the distance between the surface and the object kept. Apparent depth means it is the distance between the surface of the water medium and the image is formed. H dash is apparent depth, H is real depth. The distance between the real depth and the apparent depth. Here to here. Actually, object was here, it is appeared to be here. This distance, real depth to the apparent depth. This height is called normal shift. This much amount of height is raised by the object. The object is appeared to be raised by normal shift amount. For example, this thickness is 10 centimeter. If you look at normally from the air medium, the object is appeared to be only 4 centimeter. Then the normal shift is 10 centimeter minus 4 centimeter, that is equal to 6 centimeter. Means from the bottom the object appears to be coming upward 6 centimeter. So that if you look at it only look like 4 centimeter. This is the normal shift. Now how we define normal shift? It is the apparent shift change. It is the apparent shift in the position of the object. Now this is the apparent change in the position of the object in one medium and viewed along the normal from the other medium. Now what must be required to obtain the normal shift? The object must be kept at the second medium. You must be looking at the first medium. The object which it is keeping, it must be having denser medium, more refractive index compared to where you are viewing. Is it clear? Therefore, it is water medium. This is air medium. Here N1 is equal to 1, N2 is equal to N. Where N is refractive index of the denser medium, where the object is kept. In this case, we are taking water medium. Therefore, N is equal to 1.33. Therefore, the normal shift can be calculated by formula. Normal shift is equal to real depth minus apparent depth. This real depth minus apparent depth. This minus this will give this distance. Normal shift. That is equal to real depth is how much? H. Apparent depth is H dash. Therefore, normal shift is equal to real depth minus apparent depth. By measuring the real depth and the apparent depth, we can find the refractive index of the medium, of the denser medium where you are keeping the object. Therefore, the refractive index of the denser medium where the object is placed can be calculated as, it is the ratio of the real depth to the apparent depth. Is it clear? Real depth divided by apparent depth. That will give refractive index of the denser medium. That is equal to H divided by H dash. This will give information about the refractive index of the material. Now, what is the formula for the normal shift? Now, from this formula, what we have to write? N is equal to what? H divided by H dash. This implies apparent depth. H dash can be written as H divided by N. That is, apparent depth is equal to real depth divided by refractive index. If you divide real depth by refractive index, that will give you apparent depth. Therefore, this formula, the normal shift is equal to real depth minus apparent. Now, what is real depth? H is the real depth. What is apparent depth? H dash is the apparent depth. That is equal to H. What is H dash? H dash can be written as H by N. Real depth divided by refractive index. H by N. By taking common, we can write normal shift is equal to H inside the bracket 1 divided by 1 minus N. That is, normal shift is equal to H inside the bracket 1 divided by 1 minus. By using this formula, we can calculate what is the normal shift obtained by knowing the real depth. For example, your tank is 30 centimeter. Your tank is 30 centimeter. You are kept the object. Here, you take, imagine this is the tank. The height of the tank is equal to 30 centimeter. Now, you place this object bottom. Okay. Instead of water, you put some glass here. This is glass of refractive index 1.5. Then the normal shift can be calculated as, what is the formula? H 1 divided by 1 minus N. That is equal to 30 centimeter into 1 divided by 1.5. Is it clear? Therefore, 30, that is equal to, here is 1.5, 1.5 minus 1, 30 into 0.5 divided by 1.5, 0.53, that is equal to 10 centimeter is the normal shift. Means this is the normal shift. The object is going 10 centimeter above. Therefore, you are getting the image here. Therefore, the apparent depth is what? 20 centimeter. Actually, the object is kept at 30 centimeter. But due to normal shift phenomena, the object is appeared to be 20 centimeter height. Means there is 10 centimeter shift is there. This is about normal shift. These two are very important 1 mark question. Define lateral shift and define normal shift. Okay.